On today's exciting episode of Undercover Boss, we're showing you 2 episodes featuring 2 more bosses that are faced with the worst employees in Undercover Boss history. How will these bosses deal with the situation, and will any of them blow their cover?
It's not worth it. I'd rather spend my time and energy focused on someone else who wants to be here.
Tune in to find out on today's episode. For our first part, we look at the CEO of Bikini's Doug Guller.
My name is Doug Guller. I'm the CEO and founder of Bikini Sports Bar and Grill.
Bikini's Sports Bar and Grill is a fast-growing restaurant chain mainly known for their skirt-wearing waitresses and their beloved grill burgers. Headquartered in Austin, Texas, Bikini's is a $25 million a year business, and their slogan is sports with a view, and they stick to that principle. Doug is a very controversial CEO, as he uses the press to get to promote Bikini's, and this tactic seems to work as his restaurant is growing pretty fast.
That sparked just a ton of controversy, and it certainly helped to put our restaurant on the map.
But the general public still has a bad view of the company. Doug wants to go undercover because he spends his time working out of the office, so he feels as though he needs to go inside the restaurant and see how things are going, and he's gonna see if the food and the ladies are up to standard that he set for the company. He'll be going undercover as Jake, and his employees will be told that he's a contestant on a reality show, competing to win money so he can make his dreams come true. For his first job, he travels to Richardson, Texas to work as a bartender.
Today I'm in Richardson, Texas, working as a bartender.
And he meets up with Jessica, and he notices an immediate problem as Jessica's not wearing a bikini bra and is just wearing a normal shirt. This really annoys him as she's not following the company's guideline, but when he asks her why she's not wearing a bra, she explains that she doesn't want to be on TV wearing just a bra, as that would make her really uncomfortable.
You are supposed to be wearing a bikini. I just chose not to since we're on TV.
Awesome.
I'd like to wear a t-shirt instead.
This was a very unacceptable explanation for Doug, but since he doesn't want to blow his cover, he lets it go for the time being. But things don't really stop there, as he next notices that Jessica's not stopping a customer from drinking too much. He asks her if she should be giving the drunk customer another drink, but she tells him that it's okay and just gives the guy another drink.
He's not too bad at all.
Right now I'm extremely upset and really concerned about the guy at the bar that's been overserved.
Doug was losing his patience at this point and seriously considers blowing his cover, but before he could, the restaurant manager comes to the table and escorts the customer out and gets him a taxi. After their shift ends, the two get to talking, and Jessica tells him that she doesn't like the job as she doesn't agree with the company's belief, and she also wants to work in sales, so she's sending applications to other companies and is waiting for their response.
I'm on the search right now, so as soon as someone bites on my resume, then I'll be back into, not just that, in sales. I'm a closer.
The next day, Doug travels to San Antonio, Texas to work as a cook, and he meets up with Henry and he teaches him how to cook wings.
It's honey barbecue and ranch. Okay. So, we serve wings 2 ways here, naked and battered.
And Doug tries his best to apply what he learned, but he kept messing up. But Henry was a tough boss though, and he makes Doug cook the wings until he does it right, and Doug was very impressed with Henry's diligence and was happy that he has someone like him working in the kitchen.
Thank you. It's almost personal to him about getting the food out, looking good, and on time.
For his next job, Doug travels to Arlington, Texas to work as a server, and he meets up with Grace, who takes him to the tables and shows him how to take the orders. While working with her, he notices that other waitresses were just standing on the corner and just gossiping. The restaurant was mostly empty, so there wasn't really much to work with, but Doug was still angry seeing the waitresses that are just standing in the corner and not really doing anything.
Witnessing the bikini babes standing around and talking, there's nothing positive in that whole scenario. It's just sending the wrong signal.
Grace and Doug then go for a break and they start talking about the restaurant, and Grace reveals to him that she left multiple locations because the managers were very disrespectful. She tells him that she loves working for the company, but that in most places, the managers don't treat the waitresses well. Grace then mentions that she loves the outfits and that the only thing she wishes is that she had bigger boobs so she can fit in the bras.
I was really happy with what I saw today. I think Grace is full of energy. She's positive. There was a few areas where I think she lacked focus.
For his last job, Doug travels to Dallas, Texas to work under the manager, and he meets up with Megan, who was easily the best manager that he had encountered so far. Megan treats her employees well, and her customers love her a lot.
Hey, stranger.
Hey there, how you doing?
She's energetic, she's passionate, fans smile, they respond to her well.
She takes him around and they do some tasks together, and the day seems to be going great, until two waitresses just leave work early. Megan tells him that it's hard keeping good waitresses, as most people don't want to work in the restaurant, and this was shocking news to Doug, as he didn't know that women didn't like to work in his restaurant, and that they didn't like being objectified.
You know, going undercover has just really opened my eyes. I think there's a lot of room for improvement.
And finally, Doug's undercover time comes to an end, and he invites his employees to reveal his true identity. So hey guys, if you're loving this episode, just wait for the next boss who's gonna discover such a shocking fact about his employees, and also realize that it's not really easy to be an employee in his own company.
And your numbers, we no longer need your services.
But for now, back to the episode at hand. First in was Jessica, and it was not a good day for her, as Doug tells her that he had a bad experience with her before firing her on the spot.
Everyone, that I humble myself to do what I gotta do, that doesn't make me a horrible person just because I'm not satisfied where I'm at.
Next in was Grace, who will have the opposite luck, as Doug tells her that he was very impressed with her and offers her a promotion, and then reminds her about her comment about her boobs, and offers to pay for her boob job, which she excitedly accepts.
He thinks I'm a model bikini babe and like, thanks for noticing. Yes.
Cool.
I can do this.
Next in was Henry, and Doug was pretty impressed by him, so he offers him a promotion and gives him $10,000.
I'm gonna give you $10,000 so you can go on a vacation with your family.
Come on.
And lastly was Megan, and Doug also offers her a big promotion and also gives her $10,000 for her financial needs.
There, it doesn't mean you're not going to go anywhere. Just keep on trying harder and things will improve. Look what happened to Mom.
Let us now follow our next boss, the founder and CEO of GSI Commerce, Mike.
I'm Michael Rubin. I'm the founder and CEO of GSI Commerce, and this is my creation.
GSI Commerce is one of the largest e-commerce businesses in the world. They handle merchandising and shipping for other companies as well, and they also work with organizations like the NFL and MLB. GSI basically does everything from creating the website to delivering the products to the customers. Mike loved this business since he was very young, and when he was just 8 years old, he started his own small business, which was selling stationery door to door in his neighborhood. By the time he was 21, he already had a business that was making $100 million a year. Being the founder and CEO of GSI, Mike is always busy, and he's very obsessed with doing everything perfectly and growing the company even more, so he doesn't have much time to spend with his family.
He is definitely a workaholic. Texting at 3 o'clock in the morning to Europe. He treats GSI as if it is his baby.
Mike wants to go undercover because he thinks it will help him improve the business, and the holiday market was here, and he wants to see how his employees are handling the excess number of orders that they get this season. This will also be a very good challenge for Mike, as he's always been his own boss, and he doesn't know how well he'll be doing as an employee. He'll be going undercover as Gary Rogers. His employees will be told that he's part of a documentary studying seasonal jobs. For his first job, he flies to Richwood, Kentucky to work in the fulfillment center.
I'm here at the Richwood Fulfillment Center, where we pack hundreds of thousands of orders weekly for consumers that buy online at our websites.
He meets up with Matt, who is a floor supervisor, and he takes him to a seasonal worker named Rochelle. Rochelle has been working at this job for only 3 weeks, but she's very good at it, and she first shows him how to load the delivery trucks, but this job was too hard for Mike, as he couldn't keep up with the speed of the upcoming boxes.
I had no idea that this would be the most difficult workout I've ever had in my entire life.
She then takes him to another station so they can work on stacking the boxes, and as they were doing this, Mike sees Rochelle using new techniques to be more efficient, which he really loves.
And it's employees like Rochelle that literally hold the company on their shoulders. I wish all of our employees we hired could be like her.
While working together, Mike learns that Rochelle wants a full-time job in the company, and she's really good at her job, but since she was hired just for the holiday season, she won't be able to continue anymore. For his next job, Mike travels to Melbourne, Florida to work as a call center operator, and he meets up with Adam.
I'm Adam. Nice to meet you, Gary.
How are you? Nice to meet
great.
you.
You ready for some escalations?
I am as ready as I'll ever be.
Mainly works on taking customer complaint calls. Mike just watches Adam do his job for the first few calls, and he was very impressed. Adam is very polite to customers and always tries to solve their problems.
That's fine.
All right. And have you been satisfied with the service that I provided today?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. One more.
Mike next takes some calls, and with the help of Adam, he does pretty well. The two then go for a break, and Mike learns that Adam had been working for a year and that he was fired from his previous job for being late. Now, you might ask why Adam was late, and it was because he just lost his daughter during birth, so he skipped work for that day to console his fiancée. But even this wasn't a good enough reason to skip work for his previous employer.
To see what he went through broke my heart, and it really made me miss my family. I was definitely not prepared for anything like that.
After their break, Mike goes to work with another employee named Danielle, and being confident in his ability, Adam takes the next call, but this call doesn't go great, as this time the customer was not taking his offer. Adam tries everything he can, but he couldn't convince the customer, and Danielle then gets frustrated and takes over the call. She then immediately gets into a fierce argument with the customer, which really upsets Mike, as this is not the way to talk to a customer that was having a problem.
Elizabeth, you're not letting me talk. You're not letting me talk, so I can't help you, Elizabeth. I'm sorry that you're having a hard time.
Honoring what the email.
Adam thinks about blowing his cover right on the spot, but before he can do anything, the call ends with the customer, as the customer just hung up the phone